Welcome to the Selection Instrument for Flight Training SIFT Prep online lesson series. In this video, we will go over some important questions on mechanical comprehension for the test. For more practice and better scores, you can download the SIFT Tutoring app. If you need a one-on-one tutor, please visit our website. The figure above shows how water flows in the pipe. There are two holes at the points X and Y. In which hole will the pressure of water be greater? A. The pint X. B. The pint Y. C. The pressure will be equal at both points. D. No sufficient information. The correct answer is A. In a curved pipe, the moving water must turn, requiring centripetal acceleration. This is provided by a pressure gradient across the bend. Pressure becomes higher on the outside of the curve and lower on the inside. Since X is on the outside of the elbow, pressure is greater at X. A plane traveled 800 miles towards the south and then 600 miles towards the east. It took 7 hours for its total journey. What is the average velocity? A. 140 miles per hour. B. 141 miles per hour. C. 142 miles per hour. D. 143 miles per hour. The correct answer is D. This example shows how average velocity is found using displacement and total time. Since velocity is a vector, we use the shortest straight line distance between the starting and ending points. Using the Pythagorean theorem gives the displacement, and dividing it by the travel time gives an average velocity of about 143 miles per hour. The minimum speed needed for a free, non-propelled object to escape from the gravitational influence of a planet, thus reaching an infinite distance from it, is known as A. Terminal velocity. B. Escape velocity. C. Spontaneous velocity. D. Free velocity. The correct answer is B. Escape velocity is the minimum speed an object must have to break free from a planet's gravitational pull without additional propulsion. It depends on the planet's mass and radius. Terminal velocity refers to falling through an atmosphere, not escaping gravity, and the other terms are not valid physical concepts. A change in the position of a particle is known as A. Distance. B. Length. C. Displacement. D. Speed. The answer is C. Displacement is the change in the position of a particle from its initial point to its final point, considering direction. It is a vector quantity, meaning it has both magnitude and direction. Unlike distance, which measures the total path length traveled irrespective of direction, displacement reflects the shortest straight line path between 2 points. Length refers to measurement in space, and speed is the rate of motion. A fighter plane has a mass of 25,000 kilograms. If the plane accelerates at 2.5 meters per second squared, what is the thrust? A. 55,000 newtons. B. 62,500 newtons. C. 75,500 newtons. D. 90,000 newtons. The correct answer is B. The formula of force F equals ma, m equals mass, a equals acceleration. So the multiplication of mass and acceleration is 62,500 newtons. Which one of the following is not true about the total energy of the pendulum shown below? A. The total energy of the pendulum does not depend on its bob's mass. B. At point C, the total energy is kinetic. C. The total energy is equal at all points. D. The total energy is maximal at points A, C, and E. The correct answer is D. The total energy of a pendulum remains constant throughout its swing. This is because energy is conserved, and it simply transforms between kinetic and potential forms. Therefore, the total energy is not maximal only at points A, C, and E. It is maximal at all points because the sum of kinetic and potential energy remains constant. Which system requires more rope to be pulled to lift the weight the same distance? Option A is X. B is Y. C. They require the same amount of rope. D. No sufficient information. The correct answer is B. System Y uses a movable pulley, which provides mechanical advantage, but requires more rope to be pulled. To lift the weight the same vertical distance, the rope must move a greater length because the load is supported by two rope segments. Which feature of the velocity time graph represents displacement? A. Y-intercept. B. X-intercept. C. Slope. D. Area under graph. The correct answer is D. The area under a velocity time graph represents displacement because it corresponds to the product of velocity and time, which gives the distance traveled in a specific direction. If the graph is above the time axis, the displacement is positive. If below, it's negative. Unlike the slope, which gives acceleration, the area considers the cumulative effect of velocity over time, making it the correct representation of displacement. John kicked a football so that the force from his foot went through the ball's center of gravity. How will the ball travel due to the applied force? A. Tumble end over end. B. Spin on its axis. C. Travel in a curved path. D. Move with no spinning or tumbling. The correct answer is D. When a force is applied through the center of gravity, it produces linear motion only and no torque. Without torque, the ball does not rotate. Therefore, the football moves straight ahead with no spinning or tumbling. Spin or tumbling would occur only if the force were applied off-center.